Halacha is you're not allowed to bury the Mechalel Shabbat next to the Shomer Shabbat. In Yerushalayim, which is the most religious among all the places in the world, and also in Yerushalayim, even the kids of a father that dies are not allowed to enter the Bet Kvarot. Why? Because there's a possibility that the father wasted seed in his life, and those things that he created could actually kill the kids. So the kids are not allowed to actually carry the grave to get buried. To this day, they follow that. As far as certain things that they do at certain places, I don't know every place, but as far as what halacha is, it's a different story. Unfortunately, Eretz Yisrael is Eretz Yisrael by name, not necessarily by definition. It's not a religious country. There are religious communities in Eretz Yisrael, and there are atheist communities in Eretz Yisrael. But as far as the religious places, the religious grave sites, the religious communities, that's what they do. That's what they do.
If you give them the $10,000, because I have experience, my mother, she passed away.
Somebody came to a rabbi. Somebody came to a rabbi and said, Kvod Harav, listen, I like you, I love you. I need you to do me a favor. He goes, what? My dog just died. I want you to bury him and do a nice Kaddish ceremony. The rabbi says, are you out of your mind? You want me to bury your dog, do Kaddish on your dog? Is there something wrong with you? Because what? Kvod Harav, it's my dog, I love him. It's Poochies. He slept in the same bed as me. He goes, that sleeping in the same bed as you is already a problem. Now I understand why you think this way, because you slept with a dog in the same bed. But I cannot bury it under no condition. He goes, Rabbi, got a check. $100,000. He goes, why didn't you tell me your dog is Jewish? Why didn't you tell me your dog is Jewish? So unfortunately, people will do anything for money. People will do everything for money. But that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about what people will do for money. People will kill for money. People will sell their parents for money. People will do anything for money. I'll tell you guys a story that I heard years ago from my mom. God bless her, my mother. She has some of the greatest stories. And it's a true story. It's a story that's actually well known. If you understand the story, it makes you cry. You're probably going to want to call your mom now. But the story of just to understand how stupid we are sometimes, not appreciating what HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us. There was a woman named Rachel. And Rachel had a son, but no husband. She never told her son where his father went. So the kid grew up close to his mom. And when he went to kindergarten, she would come to his kindergarten to pick him up. And all the kids looked at his mom and goes, that's your mom? He goes, yeah. He goes, why does she have one eye? Where's the other eye? And the kid said, I don't know. It's my mom. Hey, your mom has one eye. And they started making fun of him. The poor kid started crying, went home. What happened, honey? Ima. Kid grew up, went to first grade. She went to pick him up. She loved his son. That's all she has in the world is his son. And the kid came, and they went to the schoolyard. He's like, who's that? She said, your mom? He goes, yeah. He goes, oh, she has one eye. And he got made fun of, and the kid started crying. Ooh, embarrassed him. He grew up, went to high school. She came to pick him up. He goes, Ima, please don't pick me up. No, I want to see you, honey. I love you. I want to see you. Again, they made fun of him. Got to the army. Ima, do me a favor. A couple of guys are coming over tonight. We're going to have a get-together. But do me a favor, don't come out. Don't come out, Ima. Please, do me a favor. I got my friends. Why, honey? I want to see your friends. I want to see who you spent all this time with in the army. And this and that. He goes, Ima, please. You're embarrassing me. Please, Ima, I'm already big now. I'm not a little kid. Miskena, the Ima is like, okay. What's she going to do? Whole life she sacrificed for this stupid kid, and I'm embarrassing you. Okay, beseder, no. So she hears talking, but then she hears a girl say her son's name. Oh, I love you. And she goes, oh wow, maybe my son's getting married. I want to meet her. So she comes out. Who said I love you to my son? She's excited. Somebody says I love you to my son. Everybody's shocked. Who's this woman? And the girl sees, who's that? Is that your mom? The guy says, yeah. And the girl whispers to him, she goes, wow, she's scary. Scary looking. He says to her, don't worry, you're not going to see her anymore. After the party, he comes to his mom and he says, you embarrassed me. I never want to see you again. I never want to see you again. Miskena de ima, toiled her whole life to raise this rotten kid, and he says, I never want to see you again. And that's what he did. He left the house, he went back to his friends, found a girl, got married, had a few kids, never went to see his mom. Years passed, as a Kadosh Baruch Hu has his ways. Eventually his kids grow up and they ask some questions about Hashem. So it forces the father to learn a few things about Hashem. And one day he learns Kibud Avayim, that you have to respect and honor your parents. And he says, I can't believe it. I'm going to teach my kids the Kibud Avayim, but I didn't do it myself. I got to go find my mom. So he starts making some calls, runs crazy, this, where is she, where is she? Oh, she's in a nursing home. Oh, shtabach shimo. Okay, I'm going to go to a nursing home. He goes to the nursing home. He's excited to see finally, I'm going to say I'm sorry. Gets to the nursing home and say, yeah, the name, yeah, that sounds familiar. You should go to the 3rd floor, room 302, they'll tell you. He goes, he runs, gets to the door. Ima, I'm here. Some old lady comes out and goes, who are you? He says, I'm looking for my Ima. He goes, who are you? He goes, that's who he is. He goes, oh, your Ima died a year ago. Didn't you know? And he says, no, I didn't know. She says, but she left you something. And this old woman goes into a little drawer, opens the drawer, and there's like a little wallet in there. She gives him the wallet, and there's like a little piece of paper in the wallet. She goes, this is what she left you. And he sees there's a letter. It says, my dear son, I knew that one day you're going to remember that you had an Ima. And I want to tell you something that I never told you before. You see, son, when you were little, too long ago for you to remember, you're only a couple of years old, your father and I were in a car accident. We fell off of a mountain. Your father died right away. And you had a piece of metal stuck right in your eye. And we went to the hospital. The doctor said, we're sorry, his eye is gone. What do you want to do? And I told him, give him my eye. I don't want my kid to see from one eye. Give him my eye. I want to make sure that he sees the world with both eyes. And the thing that you were embarrassed of your whole life, you're embarrassed of the eye that I gave you. Now tell me, when are you going to call your mom? It was too late for him. See, Rabotai, Torah is something you have to apply during your life. Kibud Avayim you have to apply during your life. Kibud Avayim doesn't only mean kibud of your father and your mother here. It also means your father up there. If you honor your father up there, you're going to honor your father and mother over here. But if you desecrate Hashem's name, what do you think, you're going to be able to respect your parents here? Impossible. You're going to look at them like friends. You know how many people I know that call their parents by first name? Hey, David, Manishma. David, what is that, your friend? No, it's my dad. Why do you call him by his first name? Rabotai Yekarim, honoring HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't just mean, oh, pray all day, put tefillin on and you're a tzaddik. It means apply the Torah to every single corner of your life. Know when to apply it this way, know when to apply it that way, know when to do this, No one, you're not allowed to do this. There are certain people you're not allowed under any condition to befriend them, to talk to them, to even sit next to them. A person that's a Christian missionary, Allah says, you're not allowed to be even 4 amot next to him, 6 feet. Not allowed to stand next to him. If he writes a Sefer Torah, the Rambam writes it's a mitzvah to burn it. Mitzvah. Even though it has Hashem's name on it. Why? He's dangerous to society. But if you see your brother, your sister, they're ignorant of Hashem, they don't know about Shabbat, they don't know about wasting seed, they don't know about tefillin, they don't know about halacha, they don't know anything, mitzvah for you to save them. Don't say, oh no, he's a tinok shenishba, he doesn't know. Okay, he doesn't know. Why are you going to leave him that way? Why are you going to leave him that way? We learn Torah like the Chachamim learn Torah. We see what it says, we say what it says. Whether you do it or not, that's your business. That's your business. But remember, Bipicha ubilvavcha la'asoto. It's in your mouth, it's in your heart to fulfill it. You were created to fulfill it, even though it's hard. A tzaddik is not someone that has an easy life. A tzaddik is someone that overcomes difficulty. A tzaddikah is someone that overcomes difficulty. She chooses to be modest when all of her friends, all of her neighbors, and even sometimes her own mother walks around half naked. That's a tzaddikah. She decides to be modest, even though everybody else is half naked. That's a tzaddikah. If she grew up in a religious family and everybody wears clothes from head to toe, barely even see the face, well, okay, she wears the clothes, but that's not a big schut in Shamayim that she wears the same clothes as everybody else. She grew up that way. But somebody that decides to overcome the desire, they see that everybody around doesn't wear clothes. They leave the house, but the clothes stay home. And she decides, I'm going to be a modest under these conditions. That's tzadikah. A person that sees that he has an opportunity to steal money. He has $7 million on the table illegally. And he could take it, no one's ever going to know except Hashem. But he decides to say no. He sees all of his friends are cheating and lying and have unethical businesses. All of his friends have different ways to manipulate the government, cheat people, cheat this. And he has an opportunity to make money. But he says no. That's tzaddik. It's hard to say no, but that's what makes you tzaddik. Only person that can overcome these things are people that overcome the easy test too. And don't ever say that this is too hard and this is not hard. Everything is the same. HaKadosh Baruch Hu said to do it, you do it. It's hard, you failed, do it again. Hard, you failed, try again until you succeed. Try again and again and again until you succeed. That's the point of life. Again and again until you succeed. That's the Torah. But if you just raise your hands and say, you know what? So what? You made a sin. So you have other mitzvot to do, as if you're giving up on this one. HaKadosh Baruch Hu never gave up on any mitzvah. He didn't say, okay, so you can't do it? Okay, don't do it. Just pick something else to do. In essence, what are you saying when you give up on a mitzvah is you're saying that Hashem is a rasha, chas v'shalom. You're saying that Hashem pretty much gave you a test that you can't overcome. It's like your father gave you a truck to lift on top of your head. No father would do that. If he gave you a test, that means that you could overcome it. Yeah, maybe you're in the business and you know deep inside, it's not a right business. Yeah, maybe you're in this relationship and you know deep down inside this is not a kosher relationship. And yeah, maybe you already ate the first sandwich of the cheeseburger and you know deep inside I'm not allowed to eat cheeseburgers. It's never too late. You're alive, do tshuva. You know when it's too late? Once you're dead. Once you died. And that's why Rabotai Ikrim will finish with this. Rabbi Yisrael Misalant, one of the greatest sages that's lived in the last few hundred years, one time sees that in those days there wasn't electricity like we have today. The way you had electricity was with candles. And he saw that the whole town was sleeping except there was a little light. 8, 9 o'clock at night, everybody's going to sleep unless you have a little candle. And he saw that one of the stores has light. He said, who's working at this time? He went into the store and he saw, wait a minute, this is the watchmaker? He's working at 9 o'clock at night, knocks on the door, goes inside, and he sees him working on the little pieces of the watch. He says, what are you doing? Go home. Go home. And the watchmaker says to him, so long as the candle is on, there's still much work to be done. Rabbi Israel Misalant started crying. Watchmaker says, Rabbi, why are you crying? He says, you just taught me a lot of musar. You taught me a lot of a life lesson. So long as the candle is lit, so long as your neshama is alive, you're still here, there's much work to be done. There's much work to be done. You're alive, you can do tshuva. Don't ever cancel any mitzvot. Don't ever say this mitzvah is too big for me. Overcome it. You can do it. Anything it is. You want to be Talmid Chacham, you can be Talmid Chacham. You want to learn Hebrew, you can learn Hebrew. You want to learn the entire Chumash by heart, you can do it. Anything you want to do, you can do it. Don't ever say you can't do it. But that applies in everything. But if you start picking and choosing, and only listening to a part of the lecture that you like, and then turning it off, and as soon as the topic of Gehinom comes up, you're turning it off. As soon as the topic that you don't like comes on, you turn it off. As soon as something that's relevant to you, turn it off, then you're not going to be any different than these Reshaim that cause, because that's what they did. As soon as somebody said something they don't like, they turn it off. Shmuli Boteach, apparently somebody told me that he has a family member that's homosexual. So he's been pro-homosexuality for years. So apparently that attitude has developed and developed and developed. And today he says it's not even something you have to follow. Other people are just like that. Why? They pick and choose. Don't pick and choose. The whole Torah is as is. Take it as is. It's beautiful as is, even if you can't overcome all of it right away. But take one piece at a time. Be'ezrat Hashem na'aseh v'natzliach. We all do tshuva. We all get close to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Be'ezrat Hashem.